I've got the spores, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Domestique Cycling Podcast. Where again, today it will be me and Dieter Luz, and this time we're going to be reviewing something very special, aren't we, Dieter?
Yeah, we are the World Championships in Zurich. That's hopefully going to be a good one.
It looks to be on paper a very good one, isn't it? With the route, is it tough as they say? We're going to see, aren't we, on Sunday?
I think it is. I think we're first going to briefly review the parcours, and that's a very, very hard one.
Yeah, we have to start with the parkour first before we delve into the riders. With the route consisting of 273.9 kilometers and with 4,270 altitude meters, would Pogacar be licking his lips at this? Of course, but is everyone's going to be watching him, aren't they?
It's true. Yeah, and Pogacar also had the perfect prep. Didn't do the Olympics, unlike Remco. We also had a good prep, but those 2 extra weeks, that's definitely a benefit for Pogacar.
Even further with the parkour, there is that local circuit consisting of 26.9 kilometers, being completed 7 times. It has 3 climbs and a rolling plateau. I think, in my opinion, Remco for that, it's like a one and gone kind of thing, I'd say, wouldn't he, as well, for Remco?
Yeah, I think Pogacar's preparation was better, but the parcours is better for Remco. So let's hope it's going to be a fierce battle between the two of them. And what I would love to see most is a sprint between the two of them. The finish line is a very nice one, like just a long straight road where you can nicely sprint. Imagine to see them sprinting against each other. That's something I would love to see.
Yeah, we have the launch pad of, I'm not going to pronounce that name, but it's a 900-meter section with an average gradient of 7.7%, with a peakness of 13.4% towards the end. This is where EPO has said in his preview with he expects some fireworks here. Do you also believe that as well, Dieter?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not like a max percentage of 13.4%, but it's a 200-meter section, so you can really hurt your competitors on that part of the course.
Pad, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a trampoline. Exactly. But with it being as well, as he pointed out, 23.8 kilometers to the finish, and poof, and then it's like, are people going to be getting like Group 2 syndrome, like what happens with Pogacar a lot, where people just basically give up, don't they? Let's be honest.
At that point of the race, like if it's going to be a last lap attack, at that point of the race, they have done 250 kilometers on that heavy course. Like there's not going to be a group of more than 5 riders, I think. So if someone's attacks there and they get the gap, I think it's done. Because it's also not like the part after that it's flat, because on the plateau it's a rolling terrain with some very steep short climbs on it too. And then a descent in which it's hard to catch someone. So I think if you're gone there, you're really gone.
Yeah, excuse me. After that short little section of 900 meters, you have the Whittaken climb. I remember writing about this in the preview I did, I think, for maybe this November, December. I can't remember when I actually published that blog, but it was quite a while ago. But I remember that, and I noticed that straight away when I was researching into it. It's 2.5 kilometers in length and rises 5.4% with a kilometer 8%. At the end of a tough race, that could also be a difference maker, wouldn't it?
Like, where is Remco going to attack at the end of that climb? At least once in the race, he's going to do that. That's like the Remco point to attack. And if he's gone on that rolling terrain, yeah, you can even be named Tadej Pogacar. You're not going to catch him anymore.
Yeah, then after that, there's the rolling plateau. It's like a roller coaster, isn't it, really? I'd say up and down, up and down, up and down. Ooh, what do you think of that?
Yeah, that's what makes this race so hard. It's like To do that so many times these laps, that's going to be all right. We also already saw it at the Man Junior race today, how big the gaps were. The 10th rider finished at 7 minutes, and it's not like those guys were low-level riders, because there is a very broad field in the Man Juniors the last years, and definitely this year. And they finished at 7 minutes. Like, everybody was completely cooked except Lorenzo Finn, and from the rest, everybody was cooked. Like, very good riders, and the Men Elite do more than twice the length of what the Men Juniors did. So that's crazy.
The dynamics of it is going to be flipping insane, I think, really. I think the toughness just it's going to be even worse next year, isn't it, as well? But yeah, after
Yeah,
that we have another horrible like German name to pronounce. But a descent of 3 kilometer begins. EPO is pointing out that it's not really a technical descent, but there's some tricky corners.
yeah. The Men Elite are going to have nice weather, but like the Men Juniors today, we saw on a very small descents. Not the one you're talking about now, but another one. We saw Albert Witten Philipsen crash, and that's one of the best bike handlers in the bunch. So if it's wet, it's really tricky, and because it's also really high speed. But if it's dry, it should be okay.
Yeah, hopefully it should be okay. And then we have one last hurrah with the climb of the Outlandstraße, 1.1 kilometers, 4%. Last climb of the circuit, crest with 5.4 to go. It looks to be fairly simple climb, isn't it? And it's a last chance saloon if anyone wants to try and attack, etc.
Yeah, true. Like in normal circumstances, some of these climbs wouldn't be enough to attack, but everybody's going to be so completely cooked that every small little bridge is enough to make the difference.
Exactly that. And the last 2.5K are the same as the time trial, completely flat and straight. And if everyone's together, then that's going to be a beautiful watch, I think. Some little cat and mouse game.
True. Yeah, this is going to be a good one also, with a lot of riders are going to anticipate, because there's no one who's going to beat Remco or Tadej mano a mano in normal conditions. Like, I don't think you expect that. I don't expect that. So, but enough. Like the rolling plateau, that's perfect for a big anticipation group to right away. Names I think of: Bilbao, Schmitz, Healy, that type of riders. Maybe throw like a Simon Yates in it, and like that, you can have a very dangerous situation. Who's going to be left for Slovenia? Roglic, is he going to ride behind the group? I don't see him do that. For Belgium, probably then Belgium needs to work, but they also don't want to work because Pogacar is there and he's the big favorite. So that can really make for a tricky situation.
Yeah, the race dynamics is suddenly going to be absolutely insane. So we'll start at 10:30 CET and finishing around 5 o'clock, at CET. So yeah, a long day in the saddle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is 7 times they're going to be completing that circuit as well. So yeah, proof. That's going to be absolutely insane. So yeah, now let's delve into our picks. Well, kind of picks. Also discussing basically a lot of riders and what the chances are in our opinions. And I hope everyone does not slate our opinions, because we do get a lot of things wrong, don't we, Dieter?
You do, I don't.
Yeah, you do. And we're obviously going to start with Pogacar, aren't we, of course, as always, because everyone and the bookies also believe that this guy is probably going to win by about flipping 10 minutes, according to them. What do you think?
Yeah, also that Moo guy seems to think that it's going to be this easy, but I don't think so.
Absolute idiot.
Like I already said, with a lot of guys that want to anticipate, Remco that can beat him mano a mano on the scores, I think. But yeah, it's going to be in a very good form, that's for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
We see that at the end of his preparation, like the last 2 weeks, he makes like another 3 steps. And in Montreal, he was already very good. I think that's because he doesn't taper for like his B type of goals. Like if you look at world champs, that's an A type goal for him. Like he really wants to peak there, so he's going to taper for that race. But I don't think he does that for Quebec or Montreal. I think he did, like the day before Montreal.
That's
I don't
it.
think he did a 30K ride. I think
Just chilling,
he
isn't it?
trains. Yeah, I think he trains fairly a lot, and maybe even between the Quebec and Montreal races. And he still obliterated everyone there. He was suffering a lot, but the gap he got there in 20 seconds was insane. But I think he's going to be like another 5% stronger than in Montreal. So if you're going to want to beat Pogacar here, you need to be very strong. But that's exactly what Remco is. So yeah,
I mean, if we've not actually seen his peak, have we, Pogacar? Let's be honest. And I mean, when he reaches that peak, it's looking scary for everyone, I think. So yeah, he is going to win, obviously, in my opinion. That's what I truly believe. You're probably going for Remco because you're Belgian bias, but yeah. Now let's actually go and talk about Remco and his chances. What do you think there?
to be honest, I'm not really a guy who has Belgian bias.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I
that as well.
just always look at it in an objective way. But yeah, this course, you need to admit that that's pretty perfect for Remco.
It is very perfect. I think it is, in terms of elevation, it's about dear or thereabouts of Wollongong, isn't it? And everyone was saying it's too hard for Remco to do, and etc. and things like that. So yeah,
Yeah, it's like insane how he is. Just have a look at his Palmares, and he's still getting underrated. That's crazy. Like I
I think
don't
he's
understand.
by far the most underrated.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's not seen as next to Pogacar. Like he's underneath Pogacar for this race in terms of how many people think he's going to win. But he should be next to Pogacar. Like, yeah, in my opinion, like Pogacar also wanted to have a little heavier course. I think for Remco, this is perfect.
Yeah, and also I think the Vallon d'Or is decided next week as well. I think, if I recall, I think I've seen it on social media. So yeah, if Remco was to win it, do you think he's more deserving of it than Pogacar? It's too.
Giro Tour is insane, but
then yeah, but then
double Olympic gold is also insane, and then also double world champion.
It's crazy. That is. I really should split it in half.
I'm happy I don't need to make a decision,
Not
but
make the
because they
decision,
would both deserve it hugely.
I don't know how to make that decision if that comes to fruition. It's going to be flipping poof. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But now let's go on to the current holder of the World Championship jersey, Mathieu van der Poel. In my opinion, I don't see him competing for this, but I've been proven wrong a lot of times by him.
And I have had a talk with some mates about this, and one of them made a good point. Van der Poel probably knows that he's not going to straight up beat Pogacar at Evenepoel here, and he's also not the guy that's happy with a bronze medal. So he's probably going to if a good anticipation group goes, he's going to join it. We know Van der Poel is crazy. He likes to attack with 100k to go. So yeah, I have the feeling that he's going to play all in, because if he's just going to follow, he's going to get dropped, I think. But yeah, we've seen the man do crazy things on his day, so it's dangerous to say that he can't win this. But he's not in my top 5 favorites. No.
Yeah, not my top 5 as well, but he'll go and do something crazy and watch out.
Yeah, exactly. He's not just going to follow for the bronze medal or something. He's going to play all in for the gold.
Yeah, the home hero now with Mark Hershey, who's been in some stellar form recently. You made a note about him having some extra training as well. So, what do you think there?
according to Sporza, they made an article today, and apparently he was doing extra training after each stage in Luxembourg. Like that's already a crazy hard week, and apparently the man did some extra training outside of that. And that also explains why he was fading at the end of the week, because stage 3 rode everyone out of his wheel, including Van der Poel. But in stage 5, he got dropped pretty badly on one of the climbs. He recovered well, but he got dropped pretty badly. So yeah, that would explain it. And it's not a bad strategy to like really get a lot of kgs in your legs one week before a big goal. Yeah, if I need to pick a rider who I want to see world champion here, I think it's Mark Hirschi, to be honest. How amazing would that be?
It would be very good. The scenes, I think, the home nation as well will be flipping absolutely incredible for him, I think, really, as well. And I think, I know, but like, I think people are going to be watching him. If he attacks, then people are going to follow with him. I don't think he's going to be getting away sneakily.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he's with the way he raced the last weeks, he's not on the radar anymore. And
Yeah, exactly that.
if he wins it, you also just know that he's going to make a tribute to Gino Meder. So yeah, I would love to see it happening.
Everyone would love to see it happening in the cycling community. We're going to go over now to Team USA, and we have an absolute incredible team, really. I think a very, very well-rounded team. Jorgensen, amazing. McNulty, Nelson Paulus, Magnus Sheffield, Kevin Vermarker, Quinn Simmons. That team, Dieter, poof, that can cause some real damage if they get the tactics right.
Exactly, but again, they're not going to beat Pogacar mano a mano, so they need to start already playing with like
something.
Yeah, they need to cook up something. Attack with 100, start attacking with 120 k's to go. Try to go with like first Sheffield and Simmons and McNulty, and doing like that. This is just such a quality field. And then the two riders who we didn't mention, Sean Quinn and Riley Sheen, are also two amazing riders. They're not going for the win here, of course, but also like they can maybe like Riley Sheen or Sean Quinn can survive this race for a long time. Like maybe get in the group with McNulty or Jurgensen and like fully ride for half an hour, so they have quite a nice gap, something like that. So yeah, you can really cook up something with this team if you do the tactics right.
Yeah, who do you believe they would be going in for as the full leader?
If I was the captain, I would. You don't need to control your USA. I would
It's hard, isn't it?
make Jurgensen and McNulty and Paulus 3 leaders, and then like Sheffield, Simmons, and Vermarke. If something goes wrong with the other 3 or one of the other 3, they can take the attacking role that the other 3 do. And if that's not the case, they need to if they get in a group with McNulty, Jorgensen, or Paulus, they need to ride for them fully committed to the team. Like McNulty, we saw in Tokyo, he got some damn good super compensation from the Tour there. Could be the same with the Vuelta here. He wasn't that good at World Champions time trial, but he's doing some insane trainings. Jurgensen, we know he can handle this. And then Paulus, we also know he can handle this, especially the distance. That's what he loves. So yeah, you really need to play with those cars and not be afraid to put your balls on the table.
Yeah, I think they have to go balls to the wall. That's what I'd say. Definitely. If they don't go balls to the wall, I think they'll be regretting it, because you have the facilities for it. So I think just go for it. Just go. What the F is a kilometer? Basically just screaming.
Exactly. Yeah, you can get like 5th or 6th if you just follow, but you can win if you play it smart and anticipate in the right way. So yeah, just like you said, balls to the wall.
Moving over to the Danish national team now, who have some nice contenders. Obviously, former world champion Max Pedersen, Skelmoser as well in there. Skelmoser for this, do you believe, the top three?
Yes. Skjell is I've always been saying it's Skjelmos is a better one-day rider than he is a Grand Tour rider. And if you look at the insane Vuelta he did, you know what he can do in a one-day race. The crash in Luxembourg was unfortunate, but according to reports, he's not having too much trouble with it. So let's hope he's in top shape, and then he can really do something here. He can take a spot on the podium next to Remco and Pogacar, in my opinion.
I definitely think that as well, because I think this course is suited to his style, I'd say as well. Mats Pedersen, on the other hand, is just too heavy, as you say. I'll be pointing out in the notes, too heavy to even. But could he? Are we over? What's the word? Undervaluing him?
Yeah, let's be honest here. If Mats Pedersen win this, it was a sucker of a race. If he wins this, the tempo was so low that just doesn't happen with a Remco and a Pogacar in the race, and all the riders don't want to anticipate. Mats is a really nice super domestique for Skjelmose, but that's all it's going to be here.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're going to go on to Maxim van Gils. I know you like that. We have arguments, don't we, in the domestic chat about Unirex and Lotto, and Maxim van Gils picking up most of Lotto's points. What do you believe in this challenge?
Yeah, we need to be honest. He's one of the best one-day riders this year. If you just take a look at what he's done this year, just objectively, he's one of the best this year. But yeah, he's obviously next to Remco, but he has a protected role too. So like, it would be nice to get Van Gils that like 80 Ks to go. America is forcing things, and an anticipation group goes. Perfect to have Maxime Van Gils in there. You need to be very good, like McNulty or something needs to be very good to beat Maxime Van Gils on this course, because this is a perfect course for Maxime Van Gils. So you can really play with him. Belgium, I don't want to see Belgium leading the peloton. Pogacar is the big favorite here, so they just need to let Slovenia work and get something in the leading group. Like Tige Benoot, maybe just in the early break. Why the hell not?
That's a perfect scenario, I think.
Yeah, he's in the same guy. Van Gils in an anticipation group, like I said, with USA or something, and use your force like that and really put pressure on Slovenia. And Belgium also needs to have, and that's in more sports that we have this mentality problem in Belgium. They need to have that balls to the wall mentality, like you said, and dare to go. Van Gils is not going to get anything if he waits. He's only going to get to launch Remco or work for Remco if he's dropped from Pogacar or something. So just play with your cards, and we have some really nice cards, so play with them.
Yeah, it's a very good backup option if someone went wrong for Remco and things like that as well. Even if they just want to try some wild card kind of thing and play, just got to play the cards
or
right.
Like a set lead rider, Van Gils in an anticipation group, Remco attacks behind, Pogacar can't follow, you have Van Gils in front, race is over.
That's the only concern for me with Slovenia, with the team. I don't know if they're going to be able to cope with the load that's going to be going on, because I think people are going to try stuff, aren't they? Like a lot, and it's the volume of temps, I'd say. That's what is going to cause an overload, I'd say, in my opinion.
Yeah, the people in that team are going to be in for a rough day, and then I mainly look at Tratnik and Novak. They're going to have to work a 5-day shift in 7 hours. That's going to be super rough.
Unless they just send Pogacar on a rocket ship from flipping 150k just to go, yep. So they might have to be. Let's now go on to Pello Bilbao. Pello Bilbao, if he's in his shape, and you've said top 10 on the notes. I'd say maybe even top 5, because I believe in his ability,
Yeah,
And
it's like
especially in a
more.
sort of sprint kind of thing, if like a small reduced kind of thing, sprint thing, Bilbao would smoke a lot of people.
It was more meant like um, top 10 is almost a certainty in my opinion for
Um,
Bilbao here.
yeah,
He
I
always
think top
performs,
five.
and he showed in Montreal and Quebec that he's in amazing shape. He loves the distance. This is like one of those diesel guys like Paulus who just never the the legs just never die with people like this. He loves those short steep climbs. He can sprint like you said. So yeah, he could be good in for a good one. And this is one hell of a smart rider.
His
So
racecraft is flipping poof. It's
yeah,
insane,
exactly. He's
isn't it?
always in the right group. So
Tactically
this is a
aware,
guy.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, this is a guy who you need to be um, scared of because he can anticipate on the right moment and fuck the
I
plans up
think if
for a Remco or Pogacar.
a betting man, you'd have a circle around him on a top three
Yeah,
as a good, strong value bet.
yeah. I would
Because,
say to Van
poof,
Gils, every moment Bilbao goes, you jump on the wheel, like right at the same moment. You can't give this guy 5 meters with like four other guys with him. Yeah, that's going to be a bad plan.
especially with that descent near the end of the circuit of the local
Yeah.
circuit as well.
Also,
You never know if
also,
it
yeah,
if it is a little tiny bit of like weather comes into play, poof, be an absolute rocket ship. And now
exactly.
we're going to go to the enigma of Team UAE Emirates and Spain, the Wonder Kid, in quotation marks, Juan Ayuso, who has been causing. I mean, you see the picture; he doesn't look happy, does he? The poor fella in UAE training camps. He just,
Yeah, it's
he
Canada in
doesn't,
Canada that was yeah.
he doesn't like. I don't think he likes Pogacar getting the limelight. I'd say like that, or like working
He
with
wants
Pogacar,
he wants a free roll. But I think he gets that here. So yeah, this is the moment to
showcase
for
himself,
him to
isn't it?
show what he can do. Yeah, not a bad course for him. Also, like Pogacar, he would have wanted a bit more climbing, but this is not something Ayuso can't do. But yeah, he can finish like 79th, but he can also finish sixth, in my opinion. So he can do a very good race, but also a very bad race. I really don't know what to expect of him. I like him a lot. There's a lot of untapped potential, but he needs to show it
He's to
one of these
crack
days.
on, and crack his head down and just focus on it. I'd think as well. Just
It's also
oof.
just
He needs to
you don't need.
sort his mentality out. Maybe I'd say.
Yeah, and also this is
I don't
not
know if that's too harsh.
again a guy you don't want to ride to the finish with Remco and Pogacar, a user being. So you just need to attack again at the same role as Bilbao, just like that. This is also a guy I would put a circle on, not as big as the one around Bilbao, but also a nice circle around his name.
Yeah, moving on to the land of the Kangaroos, where they also have a very, very strong team again, and with Jai Hindley as a potential top three, in your opinion, and Michael Matthews, who I believe, and Michael Matthews in a tough, long race, he is such a joy to watch. I think him as well. You've seen in the Ronde where he was cruelly taken away. That um, was it second or third was wrongfully taken away, in my opinion, of him.
Yeah,
Milan
true.
San Remo nearly won it by a flipping half an inch. So yeah, and the length is perfect for Matthews. It's just his best mate is just there who could cause some problems for him.
And again, this is a guy that never anticipates, and
It's perfect.
he's also not going to follow Pogacar and Evenepoel. So this is like a guy who wins the sprint of the peloton behind the names and
Yeah,
finishes like eighth or something before before a Mauro Schmidt or something.
yeah.
This is what I expect of
Still,
Matthews. He's not
even
going to
like
play for a winner.
he's not going to play for the win, but you never know, obviously, in it. So, poof. But Jai Hindley, I don't know. He put top three in brackets.
Yeah, he's very underrated one day rider, in my opinion. And I think there's a free spot. If everything goes the normal way, there's a free spot next to Evenepoel and Pogacar on the podium. And this is maybe a rider that can fill that spot. But yeah, everything needs to go right for a rider for Hindley to do um, that type of thing. But in Montreal, he was already very good. He got behind the crash of Sheffield. Otherwise, he would have finished a bit closer even. But this man is not to be underrated.
Yeah, and definitely not to be underrated, as we've seen many times before. He goes under the radar and just goes and gets his job done, doesn't he?
He got a yellow jersey like this, so yeah.
Exactly that. We're going to go now to Michael Woods, top 10. Minimum you put for him as well. Michael Woods as well there. Just another guy who's basically, I think, has got a dog in him, I'd say.
Yeah, and this is also a very good course for Woods. He maybe would have liked the climbs to be a bit more steep, but he's in a very good form, I think. So he could play for a top 10 here. He's not going to play for the win, but a nice top 10 should be possible here.
Do you think he could maybe just attack from on that steep section we mentioned before, the first climb, where it goes to the 13.9% bit? That could be a nice launch pad for him, but it's just not enough in length for it for a rider like him.
Exactly, he's not going to beat Remco Pogacar again. It's rough for all the riders, but with those two lads at the start line, it's going to be a rough one for the not alien riders.
Yeah, we're going to go again back to Spain with Enric Mas, who had a very good Vuelta, didn't he, as well? What do you think there?
Yeah, I think he would like this course to be a bit more heavy. We've seen him perform good in Lombardia, but that's a lot heavier than this. So I wanted to mention his name because he can finish top 10 on a really good day, but it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, the same as well for him. It's just, he confuses me so many times, Enric Mas. That's the problem with him. But yeah, we're gonna go to even more Colombian riders. With a team, their team is very, very strong, isn't it, Dieter?
Yeah, they have Daniel Felipe Martinez. This is like he can finish 5th, but he can also finish 127th. So you just don't know with this guy. He can be dropped 10 kilometers in the race, but he can also be the guy who can follow Pogacar and even pull for the longest time. So you just really don't know what to expect with him.
That guy is. If you put it like Algarve in front of the World Championships, I think he'd probably win the race. So, but Petrago as well. He's similar to Bilbao kind of thing, I'd say. You think?
Yeah, he needs to do the same thing like Bilbao needs to do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. Now time for the French, who have some riders who are in some renaissance recently with their form. Gadu, Alaphilippe is looking to show off. Bardet and his last World Championship, isn't it? Madouas, Sivakov, who's also performed well and recently as well. What do you think is a leader there?
I would play with all these 5 names, but I think Alaphilippe, Bardet, and Gaudu got a step before Madouas and Sivakov.
I'd choose going recently. I'd choose Gadu, but
you just know that Veuclair is going to be cooking up another great plan, and I'm already excited to see what he's going to do because he knows how to use his riders, and I like him a lot as a coach.
Yeah, but I've seen in the Olympics road race, wasn't it, as well, with the 2nd and 3rd. So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
That plan he used in Leuven
is crazy.
Yeah.
So proof. It's
in Leuven was amazing. I think the first time they went all out in Leuven was with like 120 kilometers to go, like balls to the wall.
We're gonna mention a lot of balls to the wall viewers in this, and I think we're gonna see a last dance from Bardet and things like that. And that's gonna be lovely to see. Hopefully, stamps on the pedals from far out. Team GB now. What was you gonna say there?
Yeah, let's not forget that Bardet podiumed Liège-Bastogne-Liège this year. He's also like Hindley an underrated one-day rider, like very under the radar. He has gotten some really good one-day results in the past, but everyone seems to be forgetting it.
Yeah, that's the problem in cycling. People forget your results very quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
Going over to Team GB now, where there was rumors in the mill that there was actually not even maybe even going to attend this thing apparently as well. That's what I've seen one time due to lack of funding. So yeah, but they're going to be rocking up to this World Championships in Zurich. You put straight up no next to Stephen Williams. I think that's quite harsh because if, if there's a group like that, it just sneaks up.
There's no reference for Stevie Williams in a race this length. Just take a look at the results he does at 150k stages in Tour of Britain. He's with the world's best. And then we go to Canada for the Montreal and Quebec races, and he finishes 73rd and a DNF. So he just doesn't have that distance in his legs, that you need, that tremendous volume for a race like Zurich that you need here. I don't think he has that in his legs.
Yeah, but then now we're going to go to Pidcock as well. Pidcock, I have no idea what this guy's going to do here.
He's had a concussion in after Tour of Britain, which is far from ideal. But he's such a big talent. He can really perform super good here from out of the blue. I remember Leuven. He went to the Vuelta with shit shape after winning Tokyo Olympics. Barely trained apparently before that Vuelta. Got into shape in the Vuelta and did a very good race in Leuven, which was a worse parcours for him than here. And so this guy can podium out of nowhere. It's really hard to expect what to expect from him.
I think if I recall playing Pro Cycling Manager, I think Pidcock actually won. So yeah, and Pro Cycling Manager is such a realistic game, so you never know. I think if he won the rainbow jersey, that would be quite amazing, really. I think for British cycling. But yeah, the Yates twins as well. What do you think there? Yeah, Adam, I don't know, but Simon.
I think Adam is done. Tour de Suisse, Tour, Vuelta. If he finds the legs after that, that's going to be insane. So I don't expect that. But I expect Simon Yates to do pretty well here. He was booked after the Tour in San Sebastian. But this is also a course not too bad for him. And he should be already better than in San Sebastian. In Canada, it was quite all right, and expect him to be a bit more better here. So a good performance, maybe a low top 10, something like that.
That would be very reasonable, I think, for Team GB. I hope anyway. I'm hoping for at least top 5, but I think I'm a bit expectant. And then we're going to go over the Irish Sea to Ben Healy. And Ben Healy, this guy loves his cycling, doesn't he? Promise. I'm not going to say the word ciclismo, but this guy is just pure vibes basically on the bike, isn't he?
He's going to attack 23 times. The first time out of the neutral zone, you just know that's going to happen. And he needs to do a race like that. He needs to anticipate from very far out. He can keep riding at 5.5 watts per kilo for 3 hours, literally. So he just needs to do that and go from far out and try something. Balls to the wall.
He definitely is going to do it. So yeah, I wish you could bet on this. If how many times Ben Healy would attack, it would be over 25 or something like that. The guy just
odds 101, 1.1 for
1.01. This flipping insane. Now to Italy with, I'd say a very underrated team, kind of, with the likes of Tiberi, Filippo Zana, Baggioli. What do you think there?
Yeah, Baggioli, perfect course for him, but he always seems to have trouble finding shape. In Montreal, he was all right, but not too crazy. So I think maybe a good performance from him around 10th, 20th, but nothing too crazy. Sana has not shown a lot in one-day races yet, but the Vuelta and his legs is pretty perfect. So maybe a nice performance from him. And then Tiberi, amazing shape in Luxembourg. He has those time trial capabilities, so go from far out with an anticipation group
just
and
hold it.
the
Yeah.
balls to the wall.
He didn't even Luxembourg as well, if I recall, the GC.
Yeah.
So yeah, positive, isn't it? I mean, I think if he won the World Championship, I
Yeah.
think this the public reaction is not going to be the greatest. I'll be honest here, but it's his own fault. Let's be honest. I think he's still learning, and probably will have the repercussions still from that incident which happened last year. Now to another little Trek beast, Tom Scoins. This guy, man, what do you think there? I'd say I'm gonna say top five. I don't know. I don't know what I don't want to
But
stick it. I'd say top five there. Go on.
this year he has done things. If you would have asked me before the race, what can Thomas Coins do? I would have like second in Strade, dropping Wout and all the best in omloop. Olympic Games, also one of the best. He's insane this year, so you just can't say that he doesn't have a chance of a top five or even a podium, because this man is just crazy.
It's crazy as well. With obviously he's in Latvia, so I don't know how many riders he has with him, but like he just
I know he has Nijlands with him, who is also a very good rider, but I think from the rest, it's not going to be the best team to be supported.
it's crazy, isn't it? It's also
Lipins,
and it's kind of unfair.
Lipins, and who doesn't have the engine for a race like this, and then Alex Krast, a guy I don't even know. So Nederlands is going to do all the work there.
Yeah. Oof. If he got a top five, I think a lot of people will be very happy. He's a very, very popular rider, isn't he?
Yeah, a very nice fella. Yeah.
Yeah, that is our wrap for the list of all of the riders who we believe, in our opinion, are going to stand a chance, or just at least discussing them. If you guys listening or watching have your opinion and like to comment it, be sure to do so. We're open for discussion, aren't we, Dieter?
Definitely.
But yeah, now we're actually going to now put our necks on the line and make our predictions for this men's road race on Sunday. We're going to start with you, Dieter. You're going to have to do the podium.
You caught me off guard there.
You got in it.
I'm just going to go for the logical thing. I'm going for Remco 1, Pogacar 2, and then free spot on the podium for someone. And I'm going to go for Theo Bilbao.
I nearly agree with that, I think I'm actually going to go agree with that. I'm going to actually stick the same, but I'm going to reverse Pogacar and Evenepoel. I'm going to pick Pogacar first, Evenepoel second. I just think Pogacar gets the job done. But it's going to be a beautiful game of cat and mouse if Remco and Pogacar are chasing each other. I think now it's going to be something to grip it to our screens. And
That's
I'm
going to
going to
be
make
amazing.
one more prediction here. A surprise rider for the top 10.
Oh. And when do you call it a surprise? It's
Like a guy who's people are not staying for the top 10 or things like that, or someone.
I think Jai Hindley is a good name then. I don't think a lot of people are going to write him down for a top 10.
Jai Hindley. We'll stick with that.
Or Schachman. I like that, but I prefer.
Schachman wouldn't be a bad choice for a top 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, in top shape, this is a perfect course for him, but he doesn't seem to find the shape lately. A lot of bad luck, so that's a pity.
A big pity. But yeah, guys, this is a wrap for our special episode. Looking forward to the Men's World Road Race in Zurich. I hope everyone has enjoyed listening and watching, and a big thank you to all our subscribers for supporting our channel. If you would like to support us even further, follow the link in our bio and donate to Ko-Fi or subscribe on X. We thank you all and goodbye.
Bye.
I've got the spots, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.